Hey guys, and welcome to my first gameplay of one of my most favorite economic game, Capitalism Lab. This is a third version of Capitalism, a series of economic strategic game that is the best economic game out there. It simulates all the aspects of economics and similar to real world. You can be just anything you want if you have an entrepreneurship. So, like me, you will enjoy this game. And since it's a Christmas time and I have plenty of time because of having a vacation, then I decided why not just refresh my game journey. I mean, I got this game like 4 years back and I played for a few months and then I stopped. But I remember I had the good times when the Capitalism 2 was out and I spent a lot of time on this game. And with the lab, it is a newer version which includes many more features such as more detailed supply chain and other things that only the people who are interested in this niche will appreciate. And this year, for the Christmas, I bought a full bundle pack. And I have Subsidiary DLC, City Economic Simulation, Digital Age DLC, and unfortunately I don't have banking and finance because this is a new one. And buying this, it would cost me like $25 or something like that. While when I bought this DLC bundle with those 3 DLCs, I only paid like $30 in total. Pretty good deal. So I'm excited to try those 3 DLCs, especially Digital Age DLC, because this is so actual, so trendy right now. Everything moves to e-commerce, including the retail, and a lot of industries is now being digitized. So yeah, I think this is the future, and if I enjoy this kind of entrepreneurship experience in game, then why not? And apart from DLC, I have also real world mod applied. This is a mod that installs plenty of real world characters such as Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Also, it includes a lot of real world products. For example, Coca-Cola, or in total it's something like 1,500 real world products, which can spice the game up and make it more interesting. Instead of, talking about generic products, I can talk about how to introduce a new Coke into the market. So since this is the first episode, I will start a new game and I will make it completely custom. And let's create my first corporation. First I will choose an avatar. I wish I would upload my photo, but there's not such an option yet. So let's choose this one. As for the logo, well, I like the green color, and it's a shame that there's not generic logo because I don't want to use a real world logo, because then you have the feeling like that you're not building something new, but you are trying to simulate a company that is already existing in real world. But this logo is pretty neutral, so I will choose this one. And as for corporation name, I will give it a really simple name like Viet Fun Ventures. And as for the player's name, I will put my real name. Next is difficulty level. I think I will put it on custom. I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to play on hard mode because I would not enjoy it, because the game is for, relaxing, and real life is essentially the same as playing a game but on a hard mode. So I don't need to play real life in my free time. Next is environment. I will maximize these settings because the more cities, the more opportunities for growth, but also the more micromanagement it will require for me to manage all the companies. Startup capital, this is a good question. I will start with 0 subsidiaries, and I will start as a private company because I want to imitate the real life experience. I guess I will start with very low capital. And as for random events, it happens in real life. I'm not sure about plagues and animal diseases, but I'm pretty sure that this is not happening frequently or even occasionally, so seldom. Like this kind of disastrous events happens once in maybe 10 years, not more frequent. Retail stores should definitely have multiple floors, and I will start in 1990. This is my favorite year. Yeah, I want to start right before the boom of digital products of Web 2.0. So let's start in 1990. So we will have like less competition, less product to choose from. But I think it will be easier to just start with the less advanced technology. Stock market is yes, I want to simulate the stock market. Alternative stock simulation. If this is set to yes, stock prices are unaffected by the current economic state. Alright, I think I will choose now. Boom bust cycle volatility. This is the expansion and contraction in the economic cycle that occurs repeatedly, and volatility should not be that high. In real life, actually the volatility is very high, but in the long term it is like a moderate, and definitely it's not a low, so let's keep it moderate. Inflation. It is set to inverse inflation. The purchasing power index starts at 100% and diminishes over the year of inflation. Our cash will shrink. This is not like it's counterintuitive to inverse inflation. It is a right mindset to think of cash that we have right now and the cash that, or the true value we have in the future. So if I would use the cash flow formula, then I would think in terms of inverse inflation. Otherwise, it takes more of mental energy to think in terms of inverse inflation. So I will put it on. Competitors. Yes, this has a huge impact on difficulty. I think most of the competitors should be or should start as private, but maybe in real world it's like I think 80% is private and 20% is like public companies, or maybe even higher percentage is public. I mean in private. Let's take for example the stock index S&P 500. We have 500 biggest companies in US market, but in real life we have like maybe 1,000 times more private companies. So let's take 95% should be private, and since we have 7 cities, I think we should aim for, we have 7 cities, and to give it a good competition, definitely the minimum number of competitors is 7. That means one competitor can take over 1 city, and if we want to spice it up a little bit, then we can set it to 3 competitors per city. So we have 21 competitors at the start of the game. Of course, if I want to go hard mode, then 40 competitors would be the best option. So let's take 26 competitors. Okay, competitor startup capital, and so let's take low capital, right? And AI expansion aggressiveness sets the how aggressive AI companies are in pursuing business expansions. Let's leave it on moderate because on average all businesses wants to expand, but the bigger the company, the slower the expansions, the more rigid the structure, the more bureaucracy, and the less drive for expansion. Meanwhile, the small companies, the incumbents, the companies that challenges current state or status quo, they always have a higher drive. Pricing aggressiveness. This is interesting because in real life, actually, when this company starts from zero, it can compete with price, quality, or customer service. And most of the time, the easiest way is, if you have a huge capital, is to undermine the prices and increase the demand for your products. So I guess it it should be low, because in the long term, if everyone undermines the prices, then no one wins and no one will get profit from business. Expertise level. Does it determine the expertise level of AI persons in a game? Ooh, let's put it moderate or low. I'm not sure what these options influence. AI tech head start. Well, let's put it on none, because in modern world, basically everything except for the patents are free, or at least there's not many knowledge that has a high barrier of entry. Like, I mean, everyone can go to university, everyone can learn about business, everyone can become an entrepreneur. Just if you want to, for example, start a new SpaceX company, then it's quite improbable. So, but in the beginning, every company starts with the knowledge that everyone else has. And if not, then it invests, most of these companies, the new challengers invest a lot in innovations, and those innovations later pay off all the initial efforts and money that were poured into this effort. So let's start with none. And of course, we want to simulate that two companies can merge with each other in a friendly manner, which totally makes sense. Show competitor trade secrets. I'm not sure, but since the market is more and more transparent, more regulated, I will keep this option on, because I don't think that Capitalism Lab has anything like transparent regulatory body that monitors the market. And on the other side, you have a lot of companies that does market research, that essentially takes the data from your competitor, anonymize it, and sell it to you for a fee. So, and in reverse, they will get the data from your company. So I'm pretty sure that if someone has money, then it's very easy to get market intelligence that you are after. There's so many market intelligence companies that just bank hard from this business model. They just gather the data and then they produce yearly reports and sell it to the companies. So yeah, let's show the trade secrets. Competence of local competitors should be low. Most of the time, the companies profits from economic of scale. The more products they can produce, the cheaper, the operating cost gets lower with economic of scale. So this is the main advantage that increase the margin for the global companies. And so in reverse, the local companies doesn't have such luxury to get such good deals with for example the suppliers. So it is very hard for them to be that cheap, and they also don't have such a huge capital to invest in the new innovations and better processes. So I will leave it at low. Of course, we have the other segments such as very niche down businesses that sells very high product with very high quality, but for the very expensive price. But since it is a very focused product and is very high quality, then people don't mind paying a high price. So in terms of competency, those companies are very competent competitors, but they won't able to scale like in the scenario that they would like expand to another city or to another country. Yeah, because they don't have that kind of money to build a new factory. All right. So I think that will be all for today. I don't want to be that guy who posts this 1 hour long gameplay videos. So I will try to cut it down to the most interesting parts and publish only like 10 minutes to 20 minutes long videos. So if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done already. And see you in the next episode where I will explain the DLC settings. So see ya in the next video.